She stepped into the grand hotel that bore her name, yet the receptionist's cold eyes told her she didn't belong. "I'm sorry, ma'am. We're fully booked." The lobby was half empty. The chandelier glittered above, but its light felt colder than the man's tone. She could have spoken one sentence that would change everything. But instead, she smiled, watching arrogance write its own downfall. Because by tomorrow morning, they would know exactly who she was, and why denying her that room would become the biggest mistake of their careers. Alicia Monroe had built an empire from nothing. Once, her mother scrubbed floors in hotels that never saw her as more than help. Alicia promised herself that one day, people like her mother would walk those halls as equals, respected, not invisible. Years later, she had kept that promise. As CEO of Monroe Hospitality Group, Alicia had transformed dozens of struggling hotels into symbols of fairness and luxury. Her newest purchase was the Monroe Grand, a century-old property in Charleston with a complicated past. Tonight, she arrived unannounced. No entourage, no reservations. Just a woman testing her brand the way any traveler would. The lobby glowed with golden light. A faint scent of lilies drifted through the air. But what should have felt like welcome quickly turned cold. The man at the desk barely looked up. "Checking in." "Yes," Alicia said softly. "Under Monroe." His frown deepened. "We're full tonight." Her eyes flicked toward the key rack. More than a dozen still hung untouched. "Full?" she asked quietly. He hesitated, then added, "And we have a dress code here." Alicia looked down at her crisp navy suit. Professional, elegant, spotless. The kind of outfit her male counterparts wore without question. For a moment, she saw her mother again. Tired hands, forced smiles, quiet dignity. Instead of arguing, Alicia simply nodded. "Thank you," she said, voice calm but razor-sharp beneath the surface. As her heels echoed through the marble hall, she smiled to herself. They didn't know who they had just turned away, but soon they would. Outside, the Charleston night buzzed softly. Alicia stood beneath the glowing hotel sign that carried her name, Monroe Grand. The irony cut deep, but she wasn't angry. Not yet. She pulled out her phone, glanced at tomorrow's schedule. The regional audit, her audit, was set for 9 a.m. sharp. Every regional manager, media contact, and investor would be there. And none of them knew she'd already been denied entry to her own hotel. Across the street, a modest and shimmered with warm yellow lights. Inside, an older woman behind the counter greeted her with a smile that felt like home. "Rough night, sweetheart?" Alicia chuckled softly. "You could say that." "Well, you're safe here. Room 203. Breakfast's on me." That kindness, so simple and effortless, stayed with her through the night. Lying in bed, she remembered her mother's words. "Never let them see you small, even when they make you feel that way." By morning, she wasn't the tired traveler from last night. She was the storm walking through calm air. At 8:55 a.m., a convoy of black SUVs pulled up to the Monroe Grand. Staff lined up outside, unaware of what was about to unfold. The doorman, the same one who hadn't opened the door for her, rushed forward now. "Good morning, ma'am." Cameras clicked. Executives whispered. Alicia stepped out, radiant in a tailored white suit. Her assistant whispered, "They don't know, do they?" Alicia smiled. "Not yet." Inside, the lobby buzzed with nervous energy. The receptionist from last night froze, color draining from his face. The manager hurried forward, all charm and panic. "Ms. Monroe, we weren't expecting you so soon." "No," she said, voice calm as glass. "You weren't." The staff fell silent as she gestured toward the room. "Gather everyone here." Her tone wasn't angry, it was steady, almost surgical. The kind of calm that comes before thunder. When they assembled, she began. "Last night I came here as a guest. Not as your CEO. Not as anyone important. Just a woman who wanted a room. And I was told this hotel had no space for me." Gasps rippled through the room. "But the truth is," she continued, "it wasn't space that was missing. It was respect." The air turned heavy. the kind that makes every breath louder. The receptionist whispered, "Ma'am, I didn't realize." Alicia's gaze didn't waver. "Exactly. You didn't realize because you didn't look." The staff shifted uneasily. The lobby that once made her feel small now echoed her authority. "This isn't just about me," she said. "It's about every guest who's ever been made to feel less than human because of who they are, or what they look like." The manager stepped forward, voice trembling. "Ms. Monroe, we'll fix this immediately." "This isn't about fixing," she interrupted softly. "It's about changing." Her assistant handed her a folder. Inside were evaluation reports. "Effective today, this location will undergo a full inclusivity audit, new leadership training, and every single staff member will complete equity certification." A hush swept through the room. Alicia turned to the receptionist. His hands fidgeted at his side. "You have a choice," she said quietly. "Grow from this, or step aside for someone who will." Tears welled in his eyes. "I'll learn," he whispered. Alicia nodded slowly, her expression softening. "Then start today." The cameras captured that moment. Not one of revenge, but transformation. The chandeliers above shimmered brighter than before, as if they, too, were relieved. Alicia turned toward the exit, her reflection in the glass doors calm and powerful. She hadn't raised her voice once, yet everyone in that room had heard her message loud and clear. Weeks later, the Monroe Grand felt different. Guests smiled. Staff greeted with warmth. The front desk, once a place of quiet discrimination, had become a symbol of second chances. Alicia walked through the lobby, watching a young couple check in, the receptionist assisting them with genuine care. On the wall behind him hung a new framed quote. "A grand hotel isn't defined by its walls, but by the hearts inside it." Below it, a small plaque read, "Dedicated to Eleanor Monroe." Alicia paused, touched the frame gently, and smiled. Her mother would have been proud. The media still talked about that day, the CEO incident, as they called it. But to Alicia, it wasn't about exposure or headlines. It was about evolution. She turned toward the glass doors, watching the city lights flicker outside. "Sometimes," she whispered, "change doesn't start with shouting. It starts with standing tall when others try to make you small." The elevator chimed softly. As its golden doors closed, her reflection shimmered back, calm, fierce, unbroken. Because real power isn't found in revenge. It's found in grace strong enough to change a system. And Alicia Monroe had done exactly that.